How's it going today? Is 18th of March, Monday, and we are taking a look at the market, what kind of opportunities are available out there. In this video, let's take a look at Department for Science and Innovation and Technology. Let's see some of the work that they are doing, and or let's try to understand how we can take part, or anyone how can take part in order to accomplish some of the targets that this department set for itself. As of now, I haven't read anything. Haven't read it. Let's try to determine if it's gonna be putting up the show that they're doing something, or they would be contact information and people can engage and take part. As of my understanding, limited understanding, more than likely it's gonna be a show only. I hope not. I hope they're gonna prove me wrong. But either way, so it's some of the work that was published on 15th of March, so 3 days ago. Let's try to understand it. There's an issue, a lot of them, so many of them, right? So that's the only reason why. That's the only thing what's important, right? How we can solve a problem, right? Potential process. We might need to engage with different governments, and or there might be a lot of things happening, right, within this article. No information that was published. Engaging with the different governments, and if anything, let's focus only on solving a problem and how we can do it with the least amount of time, very precious time, without wasting it. How we can solve this problem? Let's see how we can engage it, and if we can, who would be the person and how we can do and or reduce time required to do it. 6 months, so much time wasted. So a lot of people might be unhappy about wasting 6 times of their life trying to engage with a team. I don't know, but perhaps for those who haven't tried it yet, you you can try it for yourself and see. But either way, at least they're doing something. Let's take a look at perhaps G7 nations to harness AI and innovation to drive growth and productivity. Let's try to understand it. Perhaps there might be some opportunities more that no digging requirements when it comes to trying to find these opportunities, right? There might be just a name one that perhaps with the UK or Germany agreement to straighten research and development collaboration, which might be very important, right? Perhaps that will be another one, but let's take a look at all 35 million boost for British semiconductor science and or business on international chip research. If you would ask me, the UK is not doing enough. There are only a number of handful of professionals. I think for apprenticeship week for semiconductor manufacturing, UK targets was 13, 15, up to 20. Only up to 20 professionals to develop. Only. Targets are not high enough. So, but perhaps there is not enough funding. Million things that are going to happen. Not necessarily that's a full picture, right? But we can take a look at that and see how we can engage with that part. But this video is going to be way too long. If anything, let's take a look at G7 nations to harness AI. Let's try to understand it. For people who don't understand, right, I'll briefly, I'm gonna be taking a look at this article and I'm gonna progress because it more than likely is gonna be a waste of everyone's time. G7, because of how fast other nations are growing, is gonna be G20 or G30 to represent the entire nations, including places like I don't know as of now what it would be defined as G7, but perhaps Brazil is not there, for example, right? Or should be there, if you would ask me, it should be there. So if Brazil is up there, and the UK is looking to train up to 20 professionals. Brazil is looking to train 20 professionals. Sooner or later, UK is going to be buying all the semiconductors from Brazil. That's it. Opinions, I don't know if it matters. It's just not enough attention, action, and all people not making those decisions, right? There's no way of engaging with then this article with the department in order to solve some of the problems. There isn't any way. So perhaps a waste of everyone's time. But either way, G7 nations to harness AI and all innovation to drive growth and productivity. G7 nations has signed an agreement to unite and or harness the innovation potential of AI to usher a new era of global productivity and economic growth, right? There are some companies and some of the companies how much capital they're looking to raise within the sector for people who do pay attention, they looking to raise so much capital in order to develop some of the projects, right? And they, what are limitations? Limitations already, but as of now, we're focusing on the 7 nations, where they should be focusing on way larger pool. But that's opinion, I guess. Let's take a look at quickly, right? Who is the G7? And so it would be defined as G7 is informal, as it always is, group of 7 of the world's advanced economies, including, as of now, it's advanced. Perhaps if it's sleeping, more than not, it's won't be advanced for that long. If you ask me, as of now, Canada is doing a lot of lag work, perhaps, but there are so many other people up there. Let's pick on Canada. What are you doing? Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, and United Kingdom, and United States, European Union. European Union. I don't know why they throw that one in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. European Union has nothing to do, but France would say is a part of European Union. Of course it is. Okay. So that's 7, right? Let's take a look at G20. What kind of countries we have within the G20? But it doesn't really matter. More than likely, that's companies and all governments within those companies who are looking to develop some of those solutions, right? And potentially sell those solutions to other governments. Just right? So let's take a look at what governments are not part of this contract that UK is looking to sign when it comes to AI or semiconductors. Let's say who is the G20, right? 19 countries: Argentina, Australia, Brazil, Canada, China, France, Germany, India, Indonesia, Italy, Japan, Republic of Korea. Okay. Interesting definition, but let's progress. Mexico, Russia, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, Turkey, United Kingdom, and United States. Okay, so great, right? Okay, so that's what we G20. So potentially 7 nations selling to the rest of the world. So that's a contract, and if it's something yourself, you might be interested in taking part. There are some opportunities there. Let's take a look at next. Something I thought I'll be taking a look at. That would be something that was recently published, right? I don't know, perhaps that's a process of how business always been done, right? And that's Department for Science, Innovation and Technology. Let's progress international horizon Europe. So UK is not part of Europe, right? Okay. Campaign launched these supercharged links between UK researchers and colleges in Italy and Spain. Okay, since UK is not part of Europe, perhaps UK would have more say and more independence when it comes to governance, right? I don't know entirely. Recently, I had a chance to speak with some lawyers. Perhaps there's more to it. Perhaps there's something I don't understand that well. But either way, UK launches PR or public relationship campaign in Italy and Spain to encourage firms and researchers to work with UK research throughout Horizon Europe. Okay, I don't know all the funding. Perhaps there's a lot of my tax money within Horizon Europe, and I would be interested in understand how I could be or anyone could be able to take part in Horizon Europe, or perhaps there would be something worth taking a look at other than some of the campaigns being launched within places like Italy or Spain. I have seen some of the programs within Italy, so that I was taking a look at. I haven't taken a look at that much within Spain. I don't know what's happening there, but we can take a look at that. But if anything, perhaps the best progress and all way engaging within Horizon Europe. So that's a program that's launched for 7 years. I think this program is going to be active for another 3 years, but there's very likely, very likely that it's already been in motion, and not necessarily that they're interested in looking for new companies to engage. If there was interest for new companies to engage, there should be contact information within this article, which would be great. But either way, let's take a look at Horizon Europe. Perhaps so it will be a more productive way of taking a look at and or sharing some information how people can engage with some of those initiatives. quickly, right? I'll touch on it, and we will see perhaps this week. By end of this week, we might be able to take a look at or come back to Europe. I would need to find all opportunities available within the UK first. Once I cover those, I can progress to Europe. But if anything, I can take a look at the Horizon Europe Research and Innovation Funding Program until 2027. Hopefully, I can take part in this opportunity. If not, there might be another one available by end of it after 27. Perhaps I can do it before that, but either way. So the new people that will come in, new initiatives, new programs, and there might be a new vision, right? As of now, this opportunity, how to get funding, program structure, missions, European partnerships, and needs and events, all of that is available, right? And structure of the contracts and everything is different compared to UK, so it's very hard sometimes to understand it. Even this, perhaps people are doing their best. It's just very hard. It's very very hard for so many different documents to read and understand all these kind of good things, right? So that's Horizon Europe. Let's try to take a look at or understand different funding as well. As well as if we're taking a look at how many different documents and all that information that would need to be reviewed, that would be Horizon Europe just a part of the bigger picture. Bigger picture would be from there progressing into EU for health as well as cohesion fund, right? So there's different funding, and that would be I would define it as a central government, meaning European government, as well as there's a different initiatives that are being launched locally, so not necessarily just centrally, but locally as well. So perhaps it depends what kind of problem you yourself or your business might be interested in solving, right? I'll be taking a look at not too distant future. Just need to finish a book. It would be too much. Would need to read and understand. So that's a bigger thing. Reading and understanding, not just read it. Sometimes to actually understand it, it would require quite a few times to read all the information and understand what person writing it meant by it, right? Not it's not necessarily enough to just read it once, right? As well as let's close this video and take a look at different funding opportunities as well. That would be live climate change mitigation and adoption programs might be launched on top of this, as well as European Regional Development Fund, as well as technical support instrument. Okay, as well as European Structural and Investment Funds, and from there progressing to research fund for coal and steel. Okay, there might be some alternative ways of production. Something that I was doing research yesterday, trying to understand, not to put anyone on blast, right? But that would be cheese production and how, within the process of the entire cycle of cheese production, how many cows there would be, and manure and all this bad for environment things and cows will produce. I don't know. I don't know. I was trying to understand yesterday, but there's as well as the coal and steel. There's a lot of impact on the environment, right? A lot of things happening, and people within different industries they're constantly looking for potential solutions, right? And let's touch on that and close on this on that. That's if we can, let's try to cover UK within this week before progressing to Europe, right? And I'll try and I have briefly touched on those opportunities previously, and there is some progress, but it just depends. Again, it's might be a case of people afraid since they not necessarily would know your company, doing business with your company. Perhaps there's more to that in the beginning to get to know people and or making sure that people would be able to complete projects if they would agree to do anything with you. That would be perhaps something that has to do with without even touching on your K first. But anyway, thanks for watching. See you next one.